Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal Public Affairs program. I'm Jerry Williams. Recently, I was treated to a Hartford Yardgoats game, and so naturally, I brought a microphone and went to work and captured sound, thoughts, and comments. That's happening now on the WIHS Journal. It's News and Public Affairs.
God bless America, my home sweet
I am at Duncan Park on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we got the Yardgoats playing the Harrisburg Senators at Duncan Field in Hartford. It's a beautiful day, and right now I'm talking with Jeff. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm good.
Jeff, tell me, what do you do here? What's your position?
I take out kids. I take out trash. I do everything. I check on the kids not to get hit with the ball.
How long you been working for the Yardgoats?
3 years.
Do you enjoy what you do?
Yep.
Well, good for you, man. Well, God bless you, and I'm not going to hold you because I know you got a job to do, man. Good to see you.
Get on your feet and join the fun. Fans, I'm on top of the first base dugout. All eyes on me for just a minute. I'm looking at my friends over in section 101, 102. We're going to do the wave here at Duncan Park to cool us off a little bit. Keep it going all afternoon. I don't care. On the count of 3, we're going to start the Surfside Vodka wave. 1, 2, 3, let's go!
They're doing the wave right now. It's traveling around the stadium. The wave! Surf the wave! Woo! I'm from California. I know about waves. I miss those California waves, actually. Folks, I heard him saying, "Take me out to the ball game," and I had to come and meet the man. He's Dan Lavallo. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
And you are the in-house play-by-play broadcaster. Is that correct?
Well, we broadcast games on an app, some games on the radio. We broadcast games on television, Nesson, and also I sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and on occasion, "God Bless America." And, of course, I do the games with the voice of the Yardgoats, Jeff Dooley.
Talk about your background in baseball. Take me all the way back to your love of the game.
Well, I started broadcasting professional baseball in 1983 back in Kinston, North Carolina, with that team affiliated with the Toronto Blue Jays organization. And on that team, they had players like David Wells, who went on to pitch for several teams, including Toronto, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and Detroit. Jay Schrader, who ended up being the quarterback for the Washington Redskins.
And the Oakland Raiders, because I'm a Raiders fan.
Well, there you go, yeah. So Jay was a baseball player, but was a football player by trade. The Blue Jays drafted him out of UCLA. So I go back to 1983, and then I broadcast Richmond Braves games for several years. And on that team were a future Hall of Famer, Tom Glavine, and actually 2 future Halls of Fame members, and Tom Glavine and John Smoltz. So we had some great teams down in Richmond when they were a AAA team affiliated with the Braves. And then I went on to come back to my home area and host a show on a radio station in Hartford, and ended up broadcasting New Britain Rockcats games and the Hartford Yardgoats with Jeff Dooley.
So you're born and raised where again?
In Torrington, Connecticut is where I was born and raised.
Torrington, Connecticut. Okay. Well, I'm still stuck on the whole Jay Schrader thing, that I didn't know that he did baseball.
Jay Schrader was drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays, who loved his arm. As I said, he was a quarterback at UCLA. They loved his arm, thought he would make a great catcher. It didn't quite work out, and in the end, they actually tried converting him to a pitcher because he had such a great arm. But again, it didn't work out. In 1983 was his last year of professional baseball, and in 1984 he was playing quarterback for the Washington Redskins at the time.
And then he went from the Skins to the Raiders, and quick story, I could just... In 1988, he was with the Raiders. They played a Monday night game against the Denver Broncos. I had made a bet with a guy that the Raiders would win. And the Raiders, the first half just was stinking up the joint, as they say. At halftime, 24-0, I conceded the bet. I'd be darned if the Raiders didn't come back and win the game in overtime with Jay Schrader. He was new to the team.
Well, there you go. If you could only do something over again, that would be one of the things, right?
Wow. Well, man, I just had to come and meet you. You saying take me out to the ball game, and I got to go talk to that guy. Broadcasting is your love.
Always have loved broadcasting. Always have loved broadcasting sports. I've done more than sports. I hosted a general issue talk show in Hartford for 20 years. But I've always loved broadcasting baseball and broadcasting sports. I've done basketball and football as well, but baseball has been my love.
Who do you root for professionally?
Well, I've been a Yankees fan, but you find when you get into the game, you start rooting for players more than you root for teams. And so I root for players more than a team at this stage of the game.
Well, thank you for your thoughts and comments and your time. He's Dan Lavallo. Did I say that correctly?
You sure did.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Green Acres is the place to be. Game Day Connor. Game Day Connor. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
My name is Jerry Williams, Community News Director for WIHS Radio. You got a moment?
I got a moment.
I'm with Game Day Connor. This is the guy you see out there on top of the dugout, inspiring the crowd to do all kinds of quirky things. How you doing, man?
Doing very well. It's been a good game, good crowd, and on my way to grab some ice cream if I can in a minute here.
Yeah, you move pretty fast. I mean, I had to trot to catch up with you. I was like, there he goes, I got to get him.
I always have a destination. I got to get from point A to point Z, and there's a lot of letters between B and Y that could stop me on the way. So, but yeah, I'm always on the move trying to get to where the next spot is at the ballpark.
How long you been connected with the Yardgoats, man?
So I connected with the Yardgoats before the stadium was even ever built, but I've been here in various capacities pretty much since 2015-16.
Do you have a love for baseball, or are you just here doing a job?
Yeah, I mean, I loved the game growing up as a kid. My mom is from the Bronx, so my heartstrings pull towards a certain team. But loved playing in Little League. I moved when I was a kid to a different town and didn't know anybody, so I kind of stopped playing baseball for youth social reasons. And I wish I didn't do that. But I've always loved the game, enjoyed watching it my entire life, and to be part of a team and an organization like this is a dream come true that I didn't even know existed.
Well, if you're just joining us, they call him Game Day Connor. It's someone who's never come to a Yardgoats game. What can they expect? Talk about the Yardgoat experience.
Yeah, sure. So, at this level of baseball, which is Double-A minor leagues, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is the fact that, the baseball is almost secondary to the fan experience. So much about what we do is geared towards, making sure that the kids have a good time and the families have an affordable opportunity for sports entertainment in a downtown setting. So we try so hard to keep things going all, every inning, right, all game long. The fact that, the team is playing and we're hitting home runs and stealing bases and all that is wonderful, but so many of our fans come to experience time together and have fun and have a fun day out at the ballpark. I can't tell you how many games it's the seventh inning before I even know what the score is, because we're so engaged with what our fans are doing here, and that's what people should expect when they come out, is to have a great time, put a smile on your face, get some photos, some memories, and hopefully have a wonderful day at the park.
They call you Game Day Connor. What's your name?
My name is Connor Geary. That nickname was given to me by a student at UConn who was in the band. He played tuba, and I called him Tuba Tommy, and he replied one day in the parking lot, "Hey, it's Game Day Connor," and that's stuck. So that's what it's turned into.
What town you're out of here in Connecticut?
Yeah, so I live in Wethersfield with my family. I grew up in Manchester and East Hartford, so I'm a local guy. And I've worked in downtown Hartford, for many years, not just with the Yardgoats, but prior to being with the team, Hartford's my home.
Yeah. Well, God bless you. Thank you for your thoughts and comments and your time. I'm not going to hold you. I know everything is time. You got to fight through the crowd to go finish out your routine and get back to your next thing.
Fans first. I'm happy to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to chat.
Thanks, Connor.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, brother. God bless you, man.
Absolutely.
All right.
That was good.
I think it was last year that I caught Brother Tom right here, and I think I got some thoughts and comments. And Tom is still here. How you doing, Tom?
I'm still here. I'll be here for a long time, and I'm thrilled. Love the Yardgoats.
Tom's at the front gate. He's at one of the gates, and then if you come, good chance you'll come right past Tom.
Yeah, I take very few days off. I'm always here. We have the best fans in minor league baseball. The Hartford area fans are the best in minor leagues.
Where are you from, Tom?
Manchester.
You still live in Manchester?
I am. Lifelong resident, raising my kids there.
You could have ran for mayor. You know that town backwards and forwards.
I do my part. But I love the city of Hartford as well.
Tom is like greeting the folks and, bidding them farewell as they exit the gate. The Yardgoats won.
The Yardgoats won. We're in the playoffs for the first time ever. Come back in September. Come back at all our games. I got to tell you, there's so many great things about the ballpark, but one thing I noticed, and this is on any Yardgoat home game, The kids are crying when it's time to leave. Why? Because they want to stay. The kids love the Yardgoats. And even though the parents have to work, the kids are always excited to come back. And every night, not just kids run the base. And it's just a great experience.
Bring the kids to a game.
There you go. We love to see them here all the time.
And the Hartford Yardgoats did defeat the Harrisburg Senators 5-0. And as Tom said, they are in the playoffs for the very first time. If you would like more information about what you heard today, call WIHS 860-346-1049, 860-346-1049. I'm Jerry Williams for the WIHS Journal. It's news and public affairs.